Hello and welcome to the monthly Q&A. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to us.fm/Sharmalade and I will do my best to answer your question as long as it's not too rude. What would you choose and why? 1, power. 2, fame. 3, money. Right, I really don't want fame. I really don't want fame. I don't want loads of people to know me in that way. I'd rather people just enjoy my music and that's it. And I think I wouldn't be able to handle well, I don't know if I'd be able to. I mean, I say that, I think I'd really enjoy doing concerts and things like that. I really enjoyed doing the open mic nights that I was doing before, and I enjoyed singing at BlizzCon, and I think over time doing those things more often I'd be quite comfortable and probably really enjoy them. But I don't want like to go on TV and do like adverts and stuff like that because people go, oh, let's get Sharm to advertise our new toothpaste. I'd be like, oh, I'm alright. Can't you get like someone else to do it, like Adele or I don't know. Power. I mean, power in what sense though? Because I'd like to have more like strength power in my voice. If it was something, if I could apply the power to my voice, then that'd be my first thing, so that I could like be a really strong, confident, have loads of energy for singing. So probably power, then money, because money and comfortability would be nice, and then fame last. Have you entered book clubs when you first started? Do you think it's worth it? When I first started what? I've never been in a book club. Or have I? I sort of have. Twice. The first time was when I was about 11 and it was at my local library. I used to draw out 5 books a week as a kid and read every single one, and then I'd bike back up there the next week, get another 5, and I used to put my order in. It's not like Kindles these days, you just download the book that you want. You had to order a book if you wanted it, and you'd have to wait about a week, sometimes 2 weeks, and that was just so, oh my god, heart-wrenching. Every like Tuesday I'd go in and be like, have you got my book? And they go, no, we haven't. But I think I was in some kind of club there where you'd get like little just stickers. They weren't even stickers, it was like someone had cut out circles of a piece of paper and just put like a little star and that on it, and whenever you drew out books you would get like a little star, and then you could, I don't even know what you could do with them. How annoying. My battery, I ran out of space on my HD card because I was banging on about anxiety in my last Q&A. Right, so what was I talking about? The book club. Yeah, so I'd get these stickers each week, and I don't even know what they were for, but they just made me feel pretty cool because it was like, oh, I've read all these books and I've got all these stickers I can't do anything with. And then I was kind of in a book club years ago, with like Carvo and like a few other people, and we would like read a book and then talk about it, but we only ever read one book and spoke about it. So that didn't really come to fruition. I miss the old Tumblr, if you know what I mean. I'd never used Tumblr, I never understood it. What was it? It just seemed like people re-blogging other people's blogs, and I never got, and it would have like so many like, this person blogged it, or retumbled it or whatever, this person retumbled it, and I never really understood what the point of it was. But then when it's gone now, right, Tumblr, and people were so disappointed, but then I found out that people were also like, it was so toxic, and I'm like, how could it be toxic? It's just people reblogging blogs. Or did I miss something? How many cell phones do you have on hand? Do you mean mobile phone? 1. Just this one. And I get a new one every 2 years. I'm on a contract, and every time I get a new one I always get really excited, but then when I get home and start playing around with it I'm like, oh, I kind of miss my old one. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing on this phone. But I love my mobile phone. It is something that I use more than I should, especially at night time. You can relate, right? You can relate to this. I will sit on my phone and I've got a couple of games that I'm addicted to, and I'm in like teams on them, I'm in like guilds, and I have to do like get a certain amount of points each week and things like that, or else I get the boot. And one of them is Empires and Puzzles, which I love, even though it's so annoying, and rigged as well, it's so rigged. And the other one is Pearl's Peril, which I've literally just completed last week. I've been playing it for years. And I was playing AFK Arena, but then I logged in the other day and I was a really high level, like 150 or something, and my account was all messed up and I was like level 10 and I was like, do you know what? I was happy because I wasn't really enjoying it and it was a good excuse to kind of go, oh whatever, I don't have to play it anymore. What are you unwilling to share? That's a tough one. I'm always down for sharing food. I've never been one of those people that's like, if I'm ordering that, that's what I'm having, you're ordering that, you have that. I'm always down for sharing food. To be honest, I don't think there's a lot of things that I wouldn't share because I'm always trying to get people to try stuff. When people come around, I'm like, try this. I got this the other day, try that. Oh, you've got to have one of these are really nice. And I'm more for people trying stuff. What would I not share? I guess a relationship. Right, this one's in, I always want to like have a guess at what language I think it is, but then I think I'm going to be like insulting. I think Punjabi is Arabic. Follow up and refund it. It doesn't make any sense anyway. What are your favourite perfume scents? I have got one, I can't remember what it's called, I've got it bookmarked somewhere, but it's not on this computer. Anyway, I have been wearing Gucci, I think it's called Bamboo, which I really like. Ian got me that, and then he got me Beyonce's Heat. Don't get it, it's atrocious. I'm so sorry Ian if you watch this. It was awful and I'd sometimes wear it if I knew that I wasn't doing anything with anyone else. But there was this one sample perfume that I got from somewhere and I can't remember what it was called, but it was absolutely just everything that I loved about a scented perfume. You can't get unscented. Can you get unscented perfumes? Surely not. What's the point? What is the point? And this one, I loved it. I was just like, wow. I actually need to look that up because I think but the problem was, when I looked it up to get the full size, it was over £100. Can I justify spending £100 on a perfume? Probably not. And I always, whenever I spend, like if ever I make a big purchase, my brain instantly goes to, what could you have got musically for that? You could have got a sound library. £100 is half of a decent sound library. Or, well, I always think about sound libraries, always. I'm like, Jen, you could have got a sound library. And I can't justify it, I really can't. I think the most I'll spend on something like makeup or perfume is, well, I spent £32 on my first, but hear me out, it was my first ever Charlotte Tilbury piece of makeup and it was the Flawless Airbrush Foundation. It was £32. It's the wrong shade, I'm gutted. They don't do samples, so anyway, I totally digressed. I don't know what my favourite perfume scent is, but you've made me think now that I want to go and look it up and see which one it was. Do you speak more than one language? No. I mean, I'd love to say yes. I learnt French and German at school. Oh, when I started trying to teach myself Japanese, oh, I just couldn't stick with it. I just really I tried. The only thing the only word I really remember is Wein, which is wine. And German, I know how to say Wie heißt du? Ich heiße Jenna. That's it. That's all I learned in my German. But for some reason we started learning German in primary school. And I was only like, I would have only been about 8. But then in secondary school I started to learn French, which I really did enjoy. I actually really enjoyed that. And my uncle moved to France for a time and we was going to go and visit, and I thought that would be really fun to sort of test out my French skills, of which I have none, but I do know how to say things like, I've forgotten it all. How do I say, oh, je m'appelle Jenna. Comment ça s'écrit? J-U-N-N-A. I was going to say my surname then, not that it matters, my surname's everywhere. H-O-L-D-W-A-Y. Is that Y? Why is Y-Y? Weird. And I know how to say things like, je voudrais une petite fleur dans ma jardin. Jardin? Which means, I'd like a little flower in my garden, s'il vous plaît. Oh, and you know, I really like Poirot as well. Have you ever seen Poirot? It's just, he's got like a French accent and I just find it, oh, I love it. I love that lilt. It's just something about it. Hey Sharmy, do you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer? I think you would be a really cool real life Buffy. Love that. I did like Buffy growing up. I used to watch it with Willow, and that's the only person I remember. The ginger guy who was a wolf, was he? Brandon? Why do I feel like the other guy was called Brandon? He wasn't, was he? Oh, and Angel. And then was it Faith that came along? And Spike. I had a poster of Spike on my wall. I was obsessed with him. I thought he was incredible, and I just loved the story. I loved angsty romantic stories when I was a kid, and the story between Buffy and Angel was just and the kind of throw-in with Spike where he's like all sort of confident and like trying it on with her and stuff, and but really she was like, oh, but my heart is for Angel, and that stuff used to really get to me. There was another program that used to make me feel the same way called Roswell High, I think it was, and that had a similar kind of love story thing in it, and that was the first time I heard Dido's Here With Me, Dido's voice, and I was obsessed with that song for the longest time. But I don't know if you guys follow Buffy. Oh, what's her actual name? Wait, what is Buffy's proper name? Buffy? Buffy, oh, come on, actress. I've put actress. That's it, Sarah Michelle Gellar. If you follow Sarah Michelle Gellar on Instagram, she hasn't changed one bit. She looks exactly the same as when she was like however old she was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Anyway, that is it for this month's Q&A. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ars.fm/Charmalade and I will do my best to answer your question. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Stay safe and stay well, and I'll see you soon for the next React, Charm or Q&A. Bye!